Hedge, hedge, tube dwellers. I am your host, the Mad Bag. We return to Heart of the Swarm for yet another 1 vs. 1 replay cast. Our opponent, Eustachio, another Terran opponent. Looks like he is Diamond. Maybe we'll be more evenly matched than in the last game I uploaded. And maybe, just maybe, it won't be such a zany Ultimate Macro versus Ultimate Aggression game. Or maybe I'm wrong! Derelict Watcher is the map. And here we have the opponent, Eustachio, versus your hometown hero, the Mad Bag. Again, here on Derelict Watcher. Statement I made in the last video actually already spoiled this for you. You guys know my default build, so you know what's gonna be happening! That's right, Roach Baneling all in. We're gonna see if we can do it a little bit cleaner than I did against the Master. My build wasn't the greatest, but it was the counter build to that Master's ridiculous greed. I mean, he was just as greedy as he could possibly play greed. And it's funny, because normally if you think you're better than an opponent, you'll play cheesy, because you can use your better everything to just eke out an advantage right away and then carry it home to a victory. Normally if you do macro cheese, you're trying to say, I can't fight this guy in a straight up fight, so I want to get a huge macro advantage early by taking a risk. That Master, I don't know, he had like reverse logic going on. But Eustachio, he's a diamond, I'm a diamond. The playing field's level. There will be no silly mind games going on behind this one. And I will have the experience of actually having done this build before. So hopefully we'll get to see me do it slightly better than before. Drone going out for the 15 hatch. Down it goes. Jolly good timing if I do say so myself. No command center first. This time it is a barracks, followed up by a refinery. So, you know, I haven't seen much barracks command center play in Heart of the Swarm. I do see plenty barracks gas command center, and I see even more barracks factory, or I should say barracks gas factory, and then command center. What I'm trying to say is that this is very common. This is about as standard as it gets from my perspective, from my experience of what a Terran build against the Zerg should shape up to be. It's going to be a Reaper first, also very standard, very useful way to get a scout out from the trajectory here. I'm guessing my Overlord's moving into position to dive into the main sometime later in the game. My other Overlord is being very paranoid about the potential of bunkers. Given the Reaper timing, this right now would be the timing that he'd want to be constructing a bunker, so that when this Reaper pops out in just a second, and as he travels across the map, the SCV sits here and simultaneously finishes the bunker, so that they arrive, completed bunker, and pathed Reaper simultaneously. Spawning pool's done. The Queen cometh. The Reaper's out, the expansion goes down. Fairly common. A lot of times if you see the Reaper first, you won't see a factory follow up quite as quickly, just because of the gas input on the Reaper. Oh, he's going to come in. Actually dive around my Zerglings to begin with. I'm going to cherish Zergling life. Oh, but not cherish it enough. I'm going to cherish drone life. I will cherish drone life quite appropriately. The Queen's out. Let's see dim injects. Both Queens injecting very near the same time. There is one gas out. One gas first indicates that I want to get Ling speed a little bit quicker, but that I may not have quite the tech follow-up, and that I don't necessarily care as heavily about building my economy very quickly. Oh god! Drones! Wrong time to transfer! Gonna have to come running back. The Reapers, they're actually shooting gas drones. It's not quite ideal, because the gas drones will dodge into the gas, and for a second you lose your opportunity to shoot at them. That can really mess up your little bit of back and forth micro. The Reaper will heal up, and the harassment will continue. The drone count doesn't look bad, and the Queens, for the most part, are going to keep the Reapers from diving in on my hatcheries. But if I try to transfer anything right now, it's going to be nasty. We do have Ling speed incoming, and I'm getting a second gas already. This second gas is quite a bit quicker than it was in the first game. I have a decent number of Lings out. It looks like I would like to split them up here and there to ensure that the Reapers can't get in my base anymore. I'm coming up on the time where it's critical that he doesn't scout what I'm doing, because I'm just now putting the Roach Warren down. And we're going to move on with my default build, this plan to bust. Now let's take a look at how things are progressing over here. We do have a couple Hellions. Great against Zerglings. Terrible against Roaches. The Hellion production continues. He does have a barracks, and he does already have a tech lab. He's getting stim. The tech lab means that he will be able to get Marauders on the spot if he wants to, and he does have the third command center, but it's much safer than the last Terran. It's in the base. It's not in a position where I could go snipe it out at his third. He is also doing the double engineering bay, a very popular play amongst Terrans. And I am scouting everything. Hellions and Reapers poached out in the front of the map. I don't really like this position. I would like this position, as their vision could see anything leaving my base. Or I would like a slightly more defensive this position, as they could see anything entering his base. But right out here where they were, I could potentially run past that without him spotting me. The Zerglings are coming out in the front of the pack. He does have a bunker as well. He doesn't have the full wall in. He's going to start building a little bit more onto that wall in. I don't think he's sniffed this out yet. He sees a couple Zerglings. Is he going to respond to them? Ooh, it looks like I'm responding to him. But I decide to proceed forward. Oh, the Banelings are in the mix, and the Zerglings are actually coming across. Oh, he does see this little pack of Zerglings, and he's going to chase. It may or may not matter, though. Oh! He sees the Roaches now. He's got to do something. I'm going to bust the bunker, and I'm right in the wall. I'm in the wall instantly. He was bringing the workers to repair. It's not going to work. I've got Zerglings in the mix all over the place, and I'm right up into the main. His wall was down. The Roaches are still there. I'm going to keep some of them on the wall until that's taken out while I send some Zerglings into the main. Beautiful little bit of multitasking. Now, the Hellions don't do much damage to the Roaches. The splash is really the only way their damage can become effective. Keeping just a couple Roaches engaging them at a time, I can get pretty straight up damage to them while they can't really get their splash off. His army is dwindling fast. The Roaches are taking care of it while the Zerglings are taking care of his economy. Oh my god, the worker massacre. He's lost so many. I've got to hand it to the master in that regard. He was able to maintain his worker count a little bit better. Although this chap does have more army. Widow Mines are in the mix. It looks like I'm using their cooldowns very effectively. Both of those Widow Mines got a single kill. One kill, one kill. And both of them were Zerglings even. That's like best case scenario for me. And it looks like my macros continue, and I'm going right back to droning up. My third base has finished. This is a pretty committed attack, but I don't necessarily want to say that it's all in. It has a follow-up. It just requires that I do some damage. There's a command center burning. I've got Lings all over his main in the mix. I'm building some more Banelings. All of his Widow Mines are on cooldown, and I still have a train of Roaches. He does have a Marauder out. Oh! Potentially not the best use of Banelings, but with the supply differential here, I'm not sure that using my Banelings efficiently is going to lose me this game. Banelings getting hits off on Widow Mines by happenstance. More Widow Mines going off. Ooh, that one's going to get a decent number of kills. Up to 8. Widow Mines can still be so devastating. But he just doesn't have the army to deal with it. He can't really uproot the Widow Mines and move them around either. Wow, when I was playing this, I didn't even realize how many Widow Mines were there. You can see them kind of easily. You see these little holes in the ground. Widow Mines display that when they're burrowed. Pretty much no matter. I don't have many Roaches. He's actually really close to being able to hold this off, but it cost him absolutely all of his economy. Now, he does still have 3 orbital commands, so he could get back in this fairly quickly. 17 Roaches on the way, though. Overseers being made. These Widow Mines are only going to hold me for so long. 1 Roach, even spending the payload of 2 Widow Mines. And now I've got my roaches mixed up in a way that disallows splash. I have so many buildings in his base on fire. The Hellions, they look like they're going to come clean up what's left of the roaches. That or the last few Widowmine charges are going to do that. Haha, Roach is getting even more worker kills. Oh, so tasty. And here we go. The Overseer's in. The Widowmines are spotted. Eustachio leaves the game. Another quickie. Some might even say a cheesy game. I don't know about all that. I feel like my options are kind of restricted in this specific scenario. I feel like the absolutely tiny map and the close rush distance and the matchup forces my hand a little bit. I gotta be aggressive. It's a small map. I should take advantage of that. I like the execution. I like that that build seems pretty reliable to me. On that map, anyway. I don't know about using that build on bigger maps. The roaches take a lot longer to get across the map. The Terran has a lot more time to see and respond. I do think if his units had the positioning that I mentioned up against my ramp, he would have seen the roaches. He actually would have kept my Zerglings from getting out of the base in advance. I had Zerglings that went across the map and became Banelings near his base that he didn't even see. He would have kept those Zerglings in my base until the roaches came, and then he would have seen the roaches at my ramp, and that would have decreased my chance of pulling that off by a lot. It would have allowed him to fortify his wall a little bit more, maybe with a couple more bunkers. It would have allowed him to get SCVs in position to begin repairing his wall before my roaches got there. The Baneling bust probably still would have gotten me through the wall, but the couple extra bunkers, I think he could have held that. With the third command center out, he was in good shape. Would have been in good shape had he held it. It's going to be all for this one, though, folks. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more.